What is up, people of YouTube? I'm your host Vernon. This is Las Vegas Creek. Let's fish that. Alright, ladies and gents, stopped inside the Lake Mead area at the wetlands trail. Rather than hiking all the way down to the creek, I took a shortcut down the mountain to find the earliest spot that you're allowed to fish in this creek. Just behind me there's a bridge going over. You're not allowed to fish on the west side of that bridge. You have to be east of that bridge to start fishing. That's where we're going to start today. I'm going to throwing out some night crawlers, and I want to start in this spot, see if we can get any different fish out there using some lighter tactics. Okay, so before I get too close to the noisy, rushy waters, I quickly want to explain what I'm going to be doing out there today. The main focus, of course, is going to be using some night crawlers. On my first setup, this is my 5X travel rod. This is one of those rods where I have 5 different setups all in one, but today I got it set up with a little drop shot rig. And with this, I'm going to start in this area, casting out and moving a little night crawler down on the bottom. Hopefully that will attract some attention of fish, but the main reason for that is I'm trying to figure out the lay of the creek bed, finding where the eddies are or where the little deep holes are, so that I can cast this straight into there, leave it soaking, seeing if maybe we can get some fish to come towards our baits. So I'm going to start off by casting this one around, finding the deep holes, and eventually we'll be putting it on our little rod holder there, stationary in one space, waiting for some fish to find the baits, and that will give us a chance to use our second rod. Now on this one we're going to be more actively fishing. Going to start off with a little jig head, going to put some night crawlers on there and jig head crawl the bottom, trying to find any catfish or anything willing to go for little night crawlers. And eventually I will be swapping over to some lures, throwing around some lures as well while we have the night crawlers on the second rod. Right, so after fishing this area now for 2 hours, haven't gotten a single bite out there. So either the fish that are here, they don't want little night crawlers, they're not going for night crawlers, they're going to struggle to catch them on anything else. Either that, or maybe there are no fish here with the recent rains and stuff, maybe they washed down further. So maybe I need to try and think of a different place to go and find these fish. So I'm going to hike down, look for some more spots we can do some fishing in. Alright guys, we finally have a little bass on. This is on little net rig. Sorry if the waterfall is a bit loud. Let's get that little fish up here. And there we go, tiny little largemouth bass landed. Got him on a little Ned rig. First fish for today. Lovely to get something. Different spot, different tactic. Finally managed to get something. Let's get this guy back down to the water. We are of course close to the waterfall, so it would be loud, but we got a tiny little bass. Gonna get him back to the water, gonna drop him head first, and off he goes. Went straight back down under cover. Happy to finally get a little fish on the board. There we go, another little bass. bit smaller than the first one. I've heard from lots of people that they're catching smallmouth bass in this area, but so far the only ones I've been getting are largemouth. Yes, they are small and they have small mouths, but I think these are all largemouth bass. But lovely little guy. Let's get him back to the water. I would just like to point out that when I'm releasing these fish, I'm climbing down on this little shelf and releasing them in the shallower water rather than throwing them off of this wall. I'd rather climb down there, but I'm not going to put it in the video the whole time. Me climbing up and down this wall, no one wants to hear me moaning and groaning getting on this wall, so I'm not putting that in the video. Alright, and one for the little nightcrawlers as well. Also a tiny little bass. Still a largemouth bass, tiny little guy. Let's get that hook out of him. Alright, so I want to see if I can maybe get something a bit different. So I'm swapping out the hook for a big old circle hook. I'm going to put on multiple nightcrawlers on there. I have that down there. Let's see if maybe there's some catfish willing to go for some nightcrawlers. There we go, got a couple of nightcrawlers on there. Nice big juicy meal. Let's see if maybe some catfish will go for something like this. Went back to the little jig-head nightcrawler. Got ourselves another tiny little bass. This is also still a largemouth bass, even though it has these spots and stuff. This is a largemouth. Let's quickly get him back to the water. Another one on the Ned rig, but this time it's a full-size Ned rig. There we go, another little largemouth bass. Caught quite a few of these little guys today. First time this year catching the largemouth bass, so happy to get a few of them. Let's get this little guy back to the water. Alright, ladies and gents, I spent 3 hours looking for some fish, and then when I finally got some fish, 2 hours to get 12 tiny little bass out there. I'm not sure what I got on the footage and how much of it I'll leave in the video, but 12 tiny little quarter-pounder bass out there. What fun it was. Now I do know that a lot of people won't even click on this video. I mean, why go fish a smatty little creek? And simply my answer to that will be because I can. I mean, why not? There might be some better fisheries out there. I mean, I can go for some trout, maybe some stripers at Lake Mead, but I wanted to catch something a bit different. And I feel it is important to point out that I do so because I have the opportunity to do so. Another important factor is that I've been out here all day and I didn't have to compete with anyone for a spot. Some of the other fishing spots might be highly pressured. You need to share the waters with someone, or you can't get the spot that you want. Whereas out here, I had the entire creek for myself. You also need to understand, I didn't grow up creek fishing. Back in South Africa, in the city where I was born, we do have a river running through the city. It's called the Arpies River, but that water is so polluted, I don't even think there are fish living in those waters, nor is it safe for anyone to just go fishing. So, as a child growing up, I never had the opportunity to fish that much creeks, so I simply love using the opportunity I have to do some creek fishing. Now yes, these aren't the biggest fish, but at least catching some fish. These are, like I said, fish I haven't caught before this year, so it's a new species for me for this year as well. And it was fun playing around with these little fish. Rather than going somewhere highly pressured, getting skunked, I would rather take these small fish any day of the week. Now the point I'm trying to make in this video, it is very hard to know what you have if you have nothing to compare it to. And of course this little creek, it's not the Snake River, no big trophy trout in here or anything. But never underestimate the importance of a simple little creek like this. Alright, but on that weird note, I think it's about time we end this video. Thank you for watching. Feel free to ask any questions down below in the comments. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, consider doing so, hitting the big red subscribe button, joining my community. And it would be much appreciated if you can go down there, give me a little thumbs up on this video, just so YouTube would recommend it to other people as well. Alright, but that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and like always, I'll see you next time.